Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samaa News. Here are today's headlines. The United States and Iran have reached a preliminary agreement during indirect talks in Doha for the release of $3 billion to Iran. According to Al Arabiya, the discussions were continuing over the Strait of Hormuz under a new plan put forward by Oman. Sources said that negotiating delegations would return to their countries for consultations. Earlier on Wednesday, indirect negotiations between US and Iranian delegations began in Doha to narrow differences and advance talks between the two sides. US envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner have met Qatar's Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdulrahman bin Jassim Al Thani as efforts continued for indirect technical talks between the United States and Iran after the MOU. The envoys are in Doha for discussions linked to the ongoing US-Iran process. According to Qatar's Foreign Ministry, the meeting reviewed the latest progress in talks between Washington and Tehran within the framework of the Memorandum of Understanding signed between the two sides. The meeting also focused on the regional situation and efforts to promote security and stability through dialogue and diplomacy. US Vice President JD Vance has said President Donald Trump has instructed officials to continue talks with Iran, but warned that Washington still has several options if diplomacy fails to produce a successful outcome. In an interview on Tuesday, Vance said technical talks with Iran are continuing and are based on earlier negotiations between the two sides. He said there is still uncertainty over Tehran's next steps and that no one can say with certainty what Iran will decide. He added that Washington has seen both positive and negative signs.
Meanwhile, Iran has said that it will hold talks with mediator Qatar on Wednesday to discuss implementing the interim agreement with the United States and the release of frozen Iranian assets. Iran's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Esmail Baghai said the meeting will focus on the existing deal, not direct negotiations with Washington.
US President Donald Trump has reported more than $1.4 billion in income from his family's crypto ventures last year, showing how Trump now derives most of his income from digital assets that have benefited from his policies. According to a review of his latest financial disclosures, the filings, his annual disclosure for 2025 with the US Office of Government Ethics, disclosed that his companies received almost $800 million from World Liberty Financial, a crypto venture he and his sons co-founded. Trump reported another $635 million from the sale of his Trump meme coins. Pakistan's security forces have shot down 4 drones launched by the Afghan Taliban regime across the border in Balochistan. According to the military's media wing, the drones were allegedly sent under the patronage and support of terrorist outfits operating from territories controlled by the Afghan Taliban regime. ISPR said the hostile aerial platforms were immediately detected by Pakistan's robust air defense network. It added that the security forces, demonstrating high operational readiness, successfully neutralized all 4 incoming drones through sophisticated countermeasures. Turkey says NATO is adapting to an evolving global security environment and insists the United States is not preparing to withdraw from the alliance. Speaking ahead of next week's NATO summit in Ankara, Turkish Defense Minister Yasar Güler said the alliance remains united despite ongoing debates over defense spending, burden sharing, and US military deployments. Turkey will host leaders from all 32 NATO member states, along with representatives from Gulf and Asia-Pacific countries, as the alliance seeks to strengthen cooperation and regional deterrence. Personal wealth in 2025 has grown at its fastest pace in years, creating nearly 1 million new US dollar millionaires worldwide. Swiss bank UBS said in its annual Global Wealth Report that total personal wealth globally rose by 10.8% last year, from 4.6% in 2024 and 4.2% in 2023, as strong financial markets boosted growth. The bank said there were more millionaires than ever everywhere in 2025, adding that the United States, where over 440,000 people became new US dollar millionaires, accounted for almost half of this growth. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching Samaa News.